Breaking news. Mike Milbury is trash and an awful hockey analyst. In other news, water is wet. Well, we've made it all the way to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. No, not just the Stanley Cup playoffs, the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs in the year of our Lord. 2020. What's so off about 2020? All right. The world has basically ended several times over, but we still have hockey. Nobody really believed the bubble would work out so well. I don't know how many weeks in a row that the NHL has posted no positive cases of COVID-19 in the bubble, which is, guys, congratulations. The NHL is doing it better than every major sport in North America. I salute you, NHL. All the terrible things you've done, especially your Department of Player Safety that doesn't care about player safety, which I could talk about for forever. What a first round that was. George Parros, get it together. We're here to talk about the second round. And nobody really imagined it would go the way it did. But there's only 2 qualifying teams left, which is actually more than a lot of people really believed would be left. Let's start in the Western Conference. I will leave the beasts in the East for last. No offense. Vegas, Vancouver. Well. The Vegas Golden Knights, I have yet again underestimated them. I did. I said Chicago over Vegas in 6 games, and it didn't go the way I expected it to go, did it? But I am picking Vegas for the second round. They're gonna go into the West. You know, I said I was going to go with the first team that I look at is the team that I picked. That's literally what I did before I started this video. I made the predictions in the games that they would win in right before I started this video. And now, I'm going to turn it around on myself. I'm going with the Vancouver Canucks. Nobody expected them to beat the Swiss cheese goaltender in Jordan Binnington. I'm going Vancouver in 6 games. They're beating Vegas. Vegas could definitely expose Vancouver in their weak spots, but I really want to see Vancouver move on, but I should go with Vegas. No, I'm going Vancouver in 6 games. You know why? Because Chris Tanev is phenomenal. He almost has as many goals in this playoffs as he has teeth. His hair might be the best left out of the rest of the teams. All 8, he might have the best hockey hair. And I think that's a headline, is it not? I can 100% see Vegas coming out of this round easy peasy lemon Febreze, but I just want to see Vancouver fight to the bitter end. I would love to see them in the Western Conference Finals. The world would be on fire, especially Canucks Twitter. Hockey Twitter would, it's over. It's done. Nobody expects that this team to even be here exposing Vancouver. I don't think they're going to expose Vegas the way they did St. Louis. Vegas is going to take them for a stroll. I'm going to go Vegas in 6 games. No, Vancouver. Vancouver in 6 games. Finale. Okay, I did discuss briefly, who's the starting goaltender for Vegas. That kind of went tandem in Marc-Andre Fleury and Robin Lehner. Robin Lehner did clinch the series against Chicago, beating his former team that traded him at the deadline to Vegas. It's a small world, is it not? I think Vegas might be I don't want to say the least interesting team. Personally, no, Dallas is pretty far. I think out of the teams left, Dallas is the least interesting team to me. I don't know why. I just never been a huge fan of Dallas. Trying to put my bias aside, I just think overall, them winning the cup would probably be the least interesting. Probably. They did obliterate Calgary in that 6th game, scoring like 7 straight goals. Oh, that's just sad, Calgary. Why I'm not even moved on to the Dallas series yet? I'm going Vancouver in 6 games. Final. Book it. Okay, the next game in the Western Conference. We don't have a lot to talk about this episode. We're just talking about the 4 series that are left before we head to the West and Eastern Finals. The Juggernaut series in the Western Conference, the Colorado Avalanche versus the Dallas Stars. This is going to be an interesting series. I do crap on Dallas a lot, but damn, their depth might be better than Colorado's. Dallas's top players didn't really step up that entire Calgary series, but so did Calgary's, right? It kind of evened itself out, but man, Corey Perry, Miro Heiskanen, who I said easily one of the best 3 young defensemen in the NHL, might be the best. He's legit. He's their leader. I'm not sure if Ben Bishop is healthy. Did he even play that series at all against Calgary? I want to say he didn't. Going into the series, I think Colorado has the edge in almost every category. Offensively, Nathan MacKinnon is a world beater. If you put him up against any team in the playoffs, he's going to succeed against them. Even the Trap Islanders that just play the Trap for 60 minutes and win a game 2-1, 2-0. Colorado's legit. They're not technically the best team in the West via seeding. I think they are legit. If there's a team to beat in the playoffs, it's Colorado. You legitimate? No, that's not a word. Owen, legitify? Legitimize yourself if you beat the Colorado Avalanche. I'm saying Colorado in 5. I think they're just. I say 5. It could be 6. It could be 7. I'll say 5 games. I think Colorado might beat the hell out of Dallas. Nathan MacKinnon is the MVP. Probably the second best player in the NHL on planet Earth. That team is crazy good. If Cale Makar can step up, Nathan MacKinnon, Colorado, I think, could go all the way. Heading over to the East, I saved the best for last. No offense, West, but I could see any of the 4 of the Eastern teams winning the Stanley Cup. I think Philly, New York, Tampa, Boston are better than all, except the Islanders. I wouldn't say the Islanders. I think Philly, Tampa, and Boston are better than the entire Western Conference. I think so. Philly over Vegas? Yeah. Tampa over Vegas? Yeah. Boston over Vegas? Probably. You do kind of underestimate the West since they don't get the most coverage since I'm in an Atlantic time zone. No, not Atlantic. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Right there. Right there. You know? Let's start with Philly, New York. Everybody's saying this might be the most boring series of the playoffs. You might say that because Philly and New York both had very low-scoring series, for the most part. Especially Philly. And the Islanders. Islanders just kicked the crap out of the Washington Capitals. I didn't expect that. I underrated them. Do I think they're going to beat Philly? Are they going to expose them? It's going to be a tight series. I see this one going 7. Who's going to be the better team? I think Philly has more stars than the Islanders, but I could totally see the Islanders playing to Barry Trotz's system very, very well, just like they did against the Florida Panthers in that circus show. And who did they play the first round? Have I already forgotten? Who did they play the first round? Have I already exposed myself? Oh, the Washington Capitals. I'm stupid, sorry. They just exposed their flaws, and Philly's a good offensive team when they want to be, but Carter Hart is human. There were 2 games where he allowed 4+ goals, but he also had 2 straight shutouts in there, 1 in 6 games, beat his idol and Carey Price. I do have Philly winning in 6, but I can see either of these teams. The East is totally wide open. I don't see a clear-cut winner. It's going to be a battle and a half. I see both of the series in the East going 7 games. But Philly, I think Philly's the better team. All around is the better team. I just think it comes down to who is the better coach. Probably Barry Trotz. So does New York have the edge in that category? Yes. Alain Vigneault is a good coach. He said some stupid things during the Montreal Canadiens series, but no hard feelings. Don't worry. I still have Philly. I think talent-wise, they're so much better than the Islanders. But I also said that in the first round against the Islanders. I said, oh, they don't have enough talent. And then they went out and just dunked on the Capitals. I'm going Philly, though. I see Philly going all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals. But I also am not cheering for anybody in the East, because screw the East. I don't like them. None of them. I cheer for none of them. And the last series of are these the quarterfinals? Quarterfinals? Am I right? Quarterfinals. Yeah, I've never gotten that right. The Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Boston Bruins. This is the juggernaut series. I think since the quarantine and the 5 months off, everybody now underrates the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins because they haven't played too much hockey in the last half year. They're going to beat the living hell out of each other. Boston was really damn strong in that first round against Carolina. A lot of people had it. Oh, Carolina, they're young and up and coming, and squished like a small bug against a car going a million miles an hour. Bug exploded. By exploding, I mean Svechnikov's leg against the tree trunk that is Zdeno Chara. I just think Tampa Bay wants it more. Boston did go to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. Kim one game shy of the Stanley Cup on home ice. That's rough. They want it. Tampa Bay, their window, I wouldn't say is growing or slowly getting smaller. But guys like Chiarelli and Braden Point are going to make a lot more money soon, and Cap is definitely going to crunch down on a lot of teams, especially with the whole pandemic. And since the cap isn't going to raise, if not at all, I'm going to go Tampa. I didn't expect them to abuse Columbus the way they did. They really showed a lot of Columbus's flaws. And Columbus battled back. They played a lot of extra hockey. Tampa is tired. Boston has been rested for a very long time. Ultimately, I think it comes down to sheer talent between these two teams. So I'm going to go Tampa in 7. But just like I said before, I can totally see a world where the opposite of what I picked wins. I could go 0 for 4 in these Western in this what do you call the final 8? The Elite 8. You got the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Frozen 4, and the Stanley Cup Finals, right? Am I right? I don't know. Tampa in 7, so Philly in 6, Tampa in 7, Vegas in 6, Colorado in 5. I said in my recap video of round number 1 who I was cheering for. I'm cheering for Colorado and Vancouver, and I have both of them moving on. Who do I think's going to the Stanley Cup Finals out of the rest of the teams? I see a Philly-Colorado finale. That's a series everybody wants to see. Are you kidding me? I would love to see that. Who is the underdog right now? Vancouver, obviously. Are you kidding me? Going up against the best seed in the West, Vegas, in the second round, and beating the reigning Stanley Cup champions, who are no longer, in the first round. Vancouver's easily the underdog. If I see somebody, who is I think the most clear-cut team to win the Stanley Cup, Tampa Bay. I think it's their time to win. They should have won it a while ago, and they didn't. And the team's too talented to not win. And they're going to end up like the San Jose Sharks or the Washington Capitals and wait a decade to win. And then they're old then, and then they're in a bad situation again. It's time to win, Tampa Bay. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up.